Hello and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, I'm Deirdre, and today I'm beginning what is effectively round 3 of downsizing. And no, I'm not moving, but I have been here for nearly 2 years now, and all of the things that I brought thinking maybe I'll use them, and I wasn't quite prepared to say that I would never need them again, I need to get rid of, and I'm sure some other things as well that might have snuck in while I wasn't looking. So I'm going to be doing some decluttering, and as I say, it's effectively round 3 of my downsizing journey, which has really been the most liberating and wonderful thing that I have ever done. And you know that I love living in my apartment. It's a fabulous place, it's a wonderful spot, I've got gorgeous neighbours. I spent the morning with my surrogate grandchild, since my own grandbaby has moved to Zambia for a while. And yes, I will be going to visit. That's quite soon. 5, 6, 7 weeks, something like that. I think it's 6. Anyway, I'm trying not to count yet, just, because otherwise it will seem like a really long time. I'd rather just keep busy. So yes, I have effectively a surrogate grandbaby here in the apartments. She's just the most delicious little 5-month-old sweetheart, and her mummy's lovely as well. So she's my coffee buddy, and I love this apartment life. And there's so much I enjoy about it, but it does not leave room for storage. And this is a big apartment, believe me, relatively big. It's like a small house. So, because it's got 2 full bedrooms, it's only got 1 bathroom, but it has still got a laundry, a separate toilet, and it has sort of the little room I call my snug, which is the TV room, which is off this living space, and it's a good sized living space. So there's a lot going for downsizing, except that I just am overwhelmed by stuff, and in a way that, sorry, I have to switch arms, I was getting sore. I did some topiary work yesterday for a friend. I am strong, but there's a lot of shoulder work doing topiary, even with an electric trimmer. People say, oh, have you got an electric trimmer? Yes. Just try it before you judge me, won't you? Yes, it's not as hard as doing it clipping, but it kind of is, because you expect a lot more of yourself. Anyway, so what I was saying was that I've got the space, but in some ways I feel more affected by things than I was before. Now I want it really clear. Not minimalist. I'm not a minimalist. I like having things around me. I like that feeling of coming into a home that I identify as mine, because it has things that I love and that I enjoy in it. But I only want the things that I love and enjoy and that are practical. So before I start though, I have to show you, of course, the flowers that came for Mother's Day. Well, these are some of the ones. These are lilies, which I have just taken the stamens out of because they're poisonous for cats, and I have my little cat friend staying with me. Plus they're really bad for your clothes, but they are just beautiful and they smell. I wish I could help you to have a little moment of sensory YouTube, but no. And yes, I am being careful and making sure the stamens do not get on my ponies. And I have other ones. Let me show you. I have some more over here. These ones have been whittled down already. They're little now, but they're so pretty. They came from my son and daughter-in-law and grandbaby, of course, in Zambia. They didn't get flown from Zambia, but they were thinking of me, and I love them. They're just beautiful. There's a tulip and a little waratah and some stock. A rather floppy little rose now, but oh, they're beautiful when I got them. And more to the point, they came with a donut. And I must admit, I bought these for myself because I just thought they were stunning, and I was at a market, and because that's what my younger son and daughter-in-law and I did on Mother's Day. They said, what would you like to do? Do anything you want. And I said, I'd just like to do markets, thank you. And Rachel said, right, I'll make a list. So there we go. I thought that they were absolutely lovely. And I do still have my little friend here. He's about to go home because they've nearly sorted themselves out in their apartment. And they've done a good job. But this little buddy, I'm going to miss him. He's been here for a long time this time. And he's been just part of the furniture. Aren't you, darling? You look at those little pink jelly bean feet. Got little jelly bean pink feet, haven't you, darling? I know you're very pretty, and you do love that little place you found in the sun, on my bed, of course. Yes, he is a good boy. But I will show you what it is that we are going to be doing. So this is my little entranceway. It's looking a bit dark, of course, because everything else is so light. And I need to empty it out. Okay, I'll open the door so it's a bit better. Don't want to let my cat out there, or the cat. So this is how I come in. It's a good space. It's about 2.5 meters by about 3.5. So it's really good space, but I need to get rid of things. The things that I like, obviously, I will keep. Like I like my little village, my little toy wooden village, but I no longer have my little person who wants to knock it down. And I have my much smaller and lightweight little console table on hairpin legs that I enjoy. And I changed the mirror for a round one, just for a bit of a change. And there's just a hat stand, and I've got my umbrella and a couple of hats and basket thing there. Now the thing that's going to take a bit of work, and I've got a sheep down here being a doorstop. He's my doorstop at the moment, but I have this cupboard to sort out because there's stuff in there that really I think can go. Books and things I'm pretty okay with. I mean, I've even got little kitty claw clippers in here. My son uses them, so just leave them there for now because we know where they are. Now this cupboard, which is just a big blank space, it's big and it's utilitarian, and that's perfect. It's a great space to have in a small apartment, but this is the mess of the moment, and there are things in here that I don't use anymore and I really need to sort out. I'm going to go shelf by shelf, and I'm going to take it, put it on the table and sort it out. Now this is not going to be a KonMari moment. It's not going to be a massive issue, you know, getting rid of huge things, but I'm going to go through the whole house bit by bit and get rid of anything that no longer serves my needs. And I'm going to run off the William Morris quote, and he was one of the arts and craft designers, Scottish arts and craft, did a lot of the work for Liberty that we still see today, and I think he was designing around the tune of the 1900s. And he said that you should not have anything in your house that you don't know to be useful or believe to be beautiful. And I'm quite happy to go with that. It's a variation on brings me joy, but it's more than that. And here is an I know to be useful. It's a salad spinner. Use it all the time. Just sits up there because it's a bulky item, and you know, it's sort of the size of my hand. It doesn't fit anywhere else, so if I had anywhere else to put it I would, but it's fine where it was. This is my Christmas mixing bowl. Do I need a Christmas mixing bowl? Probably not at the moment. Do I believe it to be beautiful? Absolutely. Do I love it? Yes. Can I use it anywhere? Probably not. Don't have the space. It's got this nice flat patch. So when you're mixing the old-fashioned way, by hand, that's what it was designed for. Or you can use obviously a wooden spoon or something, but my grandmother always had spotlessly clean hands, and she would dive in and make the fruit cakes, because she made them all the time, not just at Christmas, but she would always make them with her hand, and boy, were they the greatest fruit cakes ever. And she had beautiful hands, true. That's, I believe, to be beautiful and somewhat useful. So those two items stay, but my big old slow cooker, big old Breville slow cooker, been fabulous. This has earned its weight in usefulness so many times. It still goes beautifully, but you can see it's huge. And on top of that, I now have a pressure cooker. So it's not an Instant Pot, but it's similar to it, very similar. It's a Sunbeam one, and it's got a drip on it. So I'm going to make this as clean as I can get it, all nice and shiny and clean. And I'm going to pop that on probably Facebook, Marketplace, and sell it. And even if I only get, $20 or $30 for it, that's fine. If I can't get that for it, I will gift it. And it's a very useful thing for a family. I was feeding 7 people out of this, so yeah, that's sort of reasonable size. Now I don't need it. And also, I must admit, I have been seduced by the speed and tastiness of things done in the Instant Pot that I can also use as a slow cooker if I wish, but the thing is, I'd put this on in the morning, come home at night, and I'd have dinner ready. That was great. The Instant Pot, I can also do that, but I can also just cook it in a hurry and have the same thing done in half an hour or 40 minutes. So that one is leaving, and it's huge. So that's a good thing. I'll put that aside on the pile. This is assorted linen things. Now, it's not untidy. I mean, well, it depends on your standards. We all know everybody has different standards, but this is, it's like a quilted duvet cover, and I picked it up at Kmart, and I still like it. It's a nice soft grey, and it goes on the day bed as the alternative top, which needs to go on at the moment because the one that's on it needs washing. However, it has 2 pillowcases that go with it, which I really can't see myself ever using. And more to the point, I think I'll put my summer weight quilt in this and put that on the end of my bed. And that would be better in my bedroom because the grey will go with the grey of the bed head. And this is an H&M pink duvet cover, which is really faded now. I mean, look, you know the difference between quality and fun. I'll call this fun. I think I can say goodbye to that. Goodbye. It's faded so much, I'm going to just donate that. It's still perfectly sound, but things like fading, and in that room, my bedroom is so sunny in the afternoons, which is beautiful, but it does fade things. Well, it fades lower quality things. So thank you, H&M. I enjoyed using it, and now it's going to leave the building. Right, towels. Now, you know I use Turkish towels in my bathroom, but I also sometimes just like a nice white fluffy towel. Okay, sometimes a girl needs a fluffy towel, so I have 2. It's not extravagant. I have a single one bath towel. Not bath towel, what am I saying? Beach towel. I don't need more than one. I don't go to the beach on consecutive days, so these are practical and useful. This is beautiful. It's just a trim on it. I'm not sure if I can get up close enough for you to see, but this is a sentimental item because I bought it years ago and gave it to my mother, and she used it as her special towel and she loved it. And my mother's long passed away, but that I am keeping for just that reason, that it's a little bit beautiful, but it's also practical. And it's also got a little sentimental value, and I don't have other things, so I quite like that it's a practical thing. There's a little hand towel that goes with it. They are staying. What's going on over here? Okay, we've got some Christmas towels, which do come out at Christmas, and I do use and I do love. So there we are, my angel. I mean, I love these, and I tend to use them sort of Christmas time, and that's about it, but I do use them. Here's another one. These are little Christmassy things, so they are staying. Then we get down into tea towels, which I probably could just start using, couldn't I? Like this one is a fa la 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 one. So that is probably actually a Christmas one, a fa la 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 llama. Not that anybody would really care, but maybe I'll keep that one as a Christmas one, but I'll definitely start using the pink flamingo. And the blue waffle. Got a couple of cream ones here. Oh, these. Now these, I should be using these. This is beautiful, fine work. I think I bought these in France. See, I've got to use these.
Every change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you.
The Christmassy things definitely can go back in. Ho ho ho, the Christmassy things.
Lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be.
Okay, so that's been reduced quite a lot. Now these I had for table runners as placemats with the big table. I don't use them. I don't use them at all now, and to be honest, I picked them up off the very cheapest table in Freedom a very long time ago. Some of them have, that one's got a stain on it. I'll try and get that out before I donate it and or sell them. So they're fabulous. They go across the table and become 2 placemats, or they go down the table and just dress it a little. Oh, this is a beautiful piece of fabric that came from my daughter-in-law, and I love it. I've got to think of a way to use it, and I love that sort of strong, mustardy, almost acidic colour. And it's got it looks like a waratah, so it's like that South African flower on it, but I'm not certain. And I will definitely use that. I wonder where it was made. Made in South Africa, handprint, heartfelt. I love it. So that I want to find something to really quite cool to do with that, but I won't while it sits in a cupboard, and that's what I'm trying to get through to. The things that I am going to keep are going to be because I like to use them.
Passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I should start living now.
Now this was made by my former husband's grandmother, and it's the most beautiful piece of lace work, and I just love it. I think it's beautiful. Do I use it? No, I don't. And I suspect it was pieced from worn sheets, and then she's made this astonishing crochet lace to go around it, and also in this to go into the centres. See if I can open it a bit more, show you what it's like. See, and I mean, it's not a practical thing. It's not something I would use on a daily basis, but I do know it to be beautiful. And frankly, when I got it, it was yellow. So I'm very happy to have kept it in beautiful condition. And, you know, one of my daughters-in-law may decide that that is something she loves.
With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave. There is no
This, yes, all of it was on, oh, that's just that empty box. Okay, well, I'm sure I'll find a use for that here. But this was all on the second shelf. They're big shelves, but this was just, you know, like those people who push people into trains in Tokyo. This was like a train pusher. I had just pushed. You go in there, stay in there, sit, stay, you know, but here we go. Okay, unironed pillowcase. This is what I call a liner pillowcase. It's just a pure cotton pillowcase, that cheap one from Target, but these are the ones that I use under the, I put them on first on the pillow, and then I put the one that I'm actually sleeping on. So this protects the pillow, and because it's pure cotton, it doesn't have, it doesn't crinkle, it doesn't make funny noises and things, you know, like some of those pillow protectors do, and they just get popped in the wash fresh every time. So, but I do iron them because I have a thing about nice smelling pillowcases. So these need to be ironed. But apart from that, I'll put them in that green basket for now. Okay, what's this one? This is just a fitted sheet. Doesn't need to be ironed, but needs to be put with a set, because if you remember when I had a big household and lots of people in it, this is the way I always did my linen for each bed. So there was one on it and 1 or 2 spare. You can hear a squeaky little bird out there. Anyway, yes, and I always just tie them up with a ribbon, so everything for that bed is there. I know people put them inside the pillowcases. I've never managed to do that, so I've always just grabbed a piece of ribbon and tied it up. And that lets people know, right, and they're always in their right stack. So this one was for, you know, the principal bedroom, and which is the new word I've discovered thanks to Sarah Richardson, the Canadian designer, for the master bedroom or the main bedroom. I think, well, principal bedroom. I like that. It's non-gender specific, and I mean, I'm not the master. I don't sleep in, and I'm certainly not a mistress. So yes, principal bedroom. That's, I think, a really nice word. Okay, so this is pure cotton, pure linen. I love these. Hopefully they never die. If not, I'll go and get them. I gave a set to a friend of mine. If these start to die, I'll go and get that set back. And they've got pure cotton, pillowcases because I like to sleep. These linen ones aren't as fabulous to sleep on, so I like to sleep on pure cotton ones. And the ones I just popped over into that basket to iron would be the liners underneath these. So that's nearly a set. So it's one, that's the main ones I'd sleep on, which need tidying up a little bit. These are the ones that go on the second set for leaning on. That's the duvet cover, the doona cover, and for some reason it's got a blue sheet with it. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Because then it would have to have blue there. Anyway, I prefer it with white or grey. White, I think. Having said that, this one fits really well, but for now it's not in the right place. I'll sort that in a minute, but that's the theory behind these. These are pillowcases that go with this, which used to go on the daybed, but I think they can go. They were fairly cheap. They came from Kmart. They were good quality. They're very good quality. I have to give it to Kmart. Better quality than H&M. But they've served their usefulness now, so I think they can be donated, and it's a good quality single bed doona cover, and there are 2 pillowcases. I will find the other one. You know, if you've followed me for a while, you know I've donated more linen than anybody else ever, I think. Well, given to kids, donated, etc. I don't know how common these are in the world. I'm sure they're common in England. It's a hottie, a hot water bottle, and looks like a truncated bear, doesn't it? It's just a slightly furry protective cover to stop it from burning, but you don't ever have them that hot. A hot water bottle. So you fill it up with hot water and you get a heat pack, and every child in New Zealand, when I was a child, probably most of the parents, went to bed with a hottie. Unheated houses, cold, quite cold environments, would have winter flannelette sheets and a hottie. And so it's just a hot pack, basically, but hot water bottle in a furry cover to protect your feet. What's under here? Oh, here's another one of those pillowcases. Oh, these are some linen ones. I don't know why I have those, but I'll put those there for the meantime. Oh, pillowcases that need to be ironed before they are given away with the other faded lavendery pink doona cover. Now, this sad looking creature is going away. It's my old pillow, and it's a feather one, and I held on to it in case I wanted it back. I didn't, so it's going. You can't donate that. That's got to go. No, it's had its day.
Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo.
This one I will keep. I love these. These came from where did they come from? They came from Freedom, and I will actually put those back and start using those again. These are things that always get used. White pillowcases, that's easy. Some to iron, some to put away. Oh, somewhere in there is a valance that I no longer need for my bed. This was the little bag that it came in, so I'm going to iron it up. It came from Adair's, I think. It's absolutely beautiful. What a lovely way to package it. Really nice. Oh, it was Urban Republic, there we are, well, which is part of Adair's here in Australia. So I'm going to find the valance, make sure it's all nice and clean, press that up, pop it back in there, and that will also go off to find a new home. And stuffed right at the back of the next shelf, is this very nice quilt in beautiful French linen, but I don't have any need for it. And when you don't have needs for things, even if they are really beautiful and they're this big, do I keep them? And I think, oh, maybe Isabel would like it on her bed when she comes home, but maybe not. It's more likely that it's not going to get used. Then I have this very nice coverlet from Country Road from a really long time ago, and I haven't used that in forever. So I will offer that to my kids, but I suspect it's also going to go. It's a great king size it's a really nice piece of fabric, but I don't have a use for it, and it's in pristine condition. It could have been bought yesterday. It's in such good condition. So, and it's probably 15 years old, and it's been used a lot. And then something that is definitely not going to go, because it is both beautiful and practical, and that's my rough linen summer blanket sheet, whatever throw. And this is what I sleep under in the summer when it's too, I want something with some weight on it but no heat per se. And this is just such a beautiful piece of fabric. As I say, it came from Rough Linen, which is an American company, and I bought it years ago. I'm going to try and find, it's here we go. Yes, it was Rough Linen, 100% cotton linen, and made in the United States. And that is most certainly not going to go anywhere. That'll come out, it comes out every summer. But what I have discovered is that while I have enough duvet covers, because that means I've got 3, I've got the one that's on it, the white one, and 2 of the linen ones, and the pillowcases that go with it, etc. I have 1 blue sheet, which I'm not really sure if I want to keep, and 1 very old white sheet. I need some fitted sheets, just plain white cotton sheets. So it has actually exposed that despite everything else that I do have a need for something. This all came out of the bottom shelf. Now, okay, it's winter, coming into winter here in Australia, so my liquidizer, my big, heavy, strong, fabulous for making soup Sunbeam, what I think of as liquidizer, there we go, that definitely stays. This is something that I actually showed you years ago, I think, and said, oh, does anybody think it was a silly thing to buy? It's an egg cooker. This little thing has a tiny little piece of metal on the end to puncture the egg, and then you measure the water in, put up to 7 eggs in it, and it's magic. And I think it cost maybe $20 at Kmart. So this one, absolute winner, not going anywhere. I don't think I need this. This is the extra one for the for my Ninja, what is it, Nutra Ninja. Then there's this, which is a spiralizer that I have used about 3 times, and I think the answer is no. I'm not going to keep it. I will either grate things using my food processor, or I will not use spirally noodling things. I'll live without them. So that can go. And then, with a heavy heart, I think, I am finally thinking I'm ready to part with my beautiful juicer, but I'm not using it. Anyway, it fits kind of like that, whatever it fits, however it fits, you know. It's a beautiful Breville juicer, but I use it at most twice a year. Is it worth keeping? I don't know. If I wanted to do that whole celery juice thing, then it would be. And it is lovely to have that fresh, really fresh juice from vegetables and things. Particularly, I'm not a great fruit juice person because the sugar content's just a bit high. If I want some fruit, I'll eat the whole thing. But having said that, you know what? I was ready to get rid of this, and now I've thought, no, I know it to be useful, and if I can access it better, because I've got other things out of the way, then maybe I will take it out once a week, juice up some things, and drink them over the next couple of days. And if I did that every week, and have a couple of days of really good, healthy celery juice with cucumber and other things that are really healthy, then I may be okay with that. Okay, I'm going to keep it because they're expensive, very expensive to replace. It was a gift from my son, and I really do like having it, even though I don't use it a lot, but I'll use it more if I get it out or put it towards the front and it's more accessible. Well, once again, I am looking at this little candlestick and trying to decide whether or not I shall keep it. Whoops. I've got ribbons over here that weren't used. So I'm going to, once again, keep it because I love it, and it belonged to an elderly friend of mine who has passed away, and she was a very big influence on my life. So there we are. I'm still going to keep Mary's probably mid-modern candlestick, not even sure, but I do know I like it. And here is the big pile of things I'm getting rid of. That's not bad, is it? That's quite a decent pile, really. I've got this bag taken out to put all those things in, and it's hard to see and I'm losing the light, but there is the cupboard. It's a lot more organised, a lot easier to find everything. I put my pressure cooker in there, and everything else is easy to reach. I've just got some leather pieces in that bag and some extra IKEA bags, but wow, that is so much emptier than it was. And the top just has some wine and just the normal things in here all tidied away. It is a useful cupboard, and I actually have space in it now, but I don't want to fill it up. I'm just really happy that I could fit my Instant Pot in there because it was in the pantry and just eating space. Well, there we are. That was quite a useful way to spend an afternoon. It's 5:05 now, it's almost dark. I'm having to use lights. Sorry about that, reflecting off my glasses and all that. And now I'm heading off to a circuit class, so I need to get myself organised for that. But I'm really pleased with the amount I took out of that cupboard, and that it's in a good, useful shape now. I don't like clutter. I can't stand it, and that was cluttered. And there were things there that I didn't need and were not so beautiful that I wanted to hold on to them. They can go on to have a new life with somebody else. I'm pleased I'm underway. It's always nice to have company, and as you know, you're my accountability buddies whenever I do this, so I hope that it motivates you to perhaps do a little bit yourself, or just sit back, have a cup of tea and enjoy me doing it, which is always the other way to go about this. Sorry, I'm wobbling around because I'm holding this in my hands and having to swap hands because, you know, the shoulders are tired thing. Okay, what else? That's it really. I will be back in the next one with more of this. Give me a thumbs up if you like decluttering / downsizing videos, and I hope that whatever you're doing, you're having a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.